Hey, what's up, traders? Mike here with the watch list video for Tuesday, December 5th. The SPY, pretty narrow range today. Look at the intraday. So you had the gap down, sold off a bit, came back up, but really mostly just sideways chop. So there's back to the daily. Overall, though, you could argue still holding up pretty well. When I switch to the weekly, I'm going to put a horizontal line there, right where it topped out last week. It is worth noting that we're up like 5 weeks in a row up into fairly strong resistance. So something to think about. Like we're certainly overbought. Today was horrendous as far as trying to find trades. I think I said it was about as exciting as picking fly dung off cheesecake. So anyway, let me put up what we do here for those that are just seeing this video for the first time. I know 99% of you have seen this, right? But anyway, pause it, read it. Basically says we're day traders and we look for intraday opportunities, but we start with stocks that are in play. All right, having said all that, I really only have one call that I made today that I'm proud of, and it was GameStop. It was GME, already on watch. And then it came up, there's yesterday's high. Yesterday meaning Friday, $15.99. Right here, see this candle right here? Came up and hit $15.99 again and pulled back, right? So after that pullback, I guess I could try to scroll over and show you what it looked like if you weren't there today. Ignore that little green splotch there. After that pullback, I said you sort of have a two-day high break. I like it, over 16, right? 15.99 was the high there, and it pulled back. 15.99 was a high Friday. So the 16 break, 25 cents risk, and it went up about 70, 71 cents before it came back down to my entry. So hopefully, and you guys know I'm trying to do better on my first sell. I'm trying to wait for 2R before I sell any. This one did that. When it got to 16.50, I alerted the room, hey, there's 2R. Should probably sell some, go to a break-even stop. And it ended up going up much higher, by the way. Look at this on fives. But once it came back down, out the rest. So I had a decent little trade, but it ended up running the rest of the day. I never found a way back in. And I don't know that I traded after that. It was just an incredibly boring day. So anyway, what are the in-play stocks we're going to be watching tomorrow for some, hopefully, decent day trades? GME is on the watch list already. It's worth noting that, it's already run for 2 days in a row and they have earnings coming out, I want to say on the 6th. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, certainly worth keeping an eye on. AMC, I have to show you on 15s here. Had a really strong move today. Let me go to 60s. Anyway, you can kind of see it broke recent highs, but when you go to the daily, this thing's so beaten up that everything gets compressed. And you can't really see that it had a decent day today, right? But anyway, and for whatever reason, Wall Street bets, whatever, it runs with GameStop. So if GameStop runs again tomorrow, this one may continue to go. And I do believe there's maybe some, I don't know, Beyonce thing out that might be lifting it too. I'm not smart enough to know that. Beyond, BYND, did have the breakout we were looking for. Unfortunately, 5-minute candle-wise, it just gapped up and ran, right? Didn't give any kind of a clean setup. For me, anyway. So it ran without me. But here's the daily. And I still think it's worth keeping an eye on tomorrow because of all the shorts in it. Closed in about the middle of its range, though. SSNT, massive rip today. We're going to watch that one tomorrow. Certainly extended, though. Carvana CVNA was on the gap playlist. And, kind of like BYND, closed in the middle of its range, but there's a lot of shorts in that one, too. So maybe a setup tomorrow. W is Wayfair. I like the fact that it topped at the 3/4 number today, 59.75. I like it over that, and maybe we get a much better setup tomorrow with stacked catalysts above that, and then the most recent high, 60.71. PATH ripped on Friday, inside day today, but very close to kind of a 2-day high break there, so we're going to watch that one. METC. I like the pop yesterday. I'm going to call this, they had nice volume yesterday, again, meaning Friday. I like that pop on Friday, and I'm going to call this a quiet inside day after a pop with catalysts above, right, on a recent high flyer. So I still like the chart. So that one definitely goes on watch. JOBY, horizontal line there, interesting over that area. FBIO. Interesting chart, right? Had the pop here and another high, another recent high, not that far above. Let's keep our eyes on that one. RDHL was on bounce watch for today. Some people might look at that and say, well, I had a green candle, so there's your bounce. But when you go to 5-minute candles, you guys know what I look for. It put in its high in the opening 5 minutes. Also at the whole number 2, which makes it a little more interesting, but never broke that early high. So it never gave me any kind of a setup. So I'm keeping it on bounce watch. Recent high flyer with a pullback. Whole number might come into play tomorrow. So that one's interesting. VVOS, I'm finally putting on bounce watch. Had this just stupid rip back here, and now you get 3 days in a row lower. Getting down into that, below the 8-day now. Now it's getting into an area that is kind of interesting for a potential bounce. I'll put the horizontal line at the most recent highs to the left that are obvious on the chart, and maybe that area, right? Maybe this area over here might be where it turns. Anyway, we'll see if we get an A+ bounce play setup. GTLB, there's the daily, closed at 52.93. The reason it's on the watch list is because it reported earnings in after hours, and as I'm talking to you, it's trading at 61.40. So that is going to be a potential gapper tomorrow. And then also NRSN closed at $1.49. As I'm talking to you, it's trading at 2.18. So another potential gapper. As always, we'll add other gappers to this list as well. Hopefully find some trades and be less boring than it was today. All right, I'm done babbling. We'll see you in chat.